Hey everybody, welcome back to Wrestling with My Opinion. My name's Frank. As always, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, throw some comments in there. I love hearing from you, and share this video with friends, please. Today we're here to talk a little bit about Fyter Fest. The big talk coming out of Fyter Fest is about the chair shot from Shawn Spears to Cody Rhodes. Everybody's reacting to it. It's a huge debate all over social media in the wrestling world. So I wanted to take a few minutes and just touch on that. First of all, after the whole thing was over, both Tony Khan and the Young Bucks have been quoted saying that the chair was supposed to have been gimmicked and that something had gone wrong. A lot of people have said, how do you gimmick a chair? I agree. I'm not sure how you gimmick a chair. I'm not in the business, so I don't know. My guess would be that maybe the back, the part that your back would sit up against when you lean into a chair, was supposed to break away, as that is the part that ended up catching Cody on the back of the head, which caused the gash. The gash took 12 staples, according to Cody. He does not have a concussion, according to Cody and other reports, which is good. I'm glad to hear that. So I guess my thing is everybody, there's this big debate on should it have even happened or should it not have happened. Personally, I don't think you needed it. And what I mean is, I don't think you need an unprotected headshot with a chair to put over Shawn Spears or build a story with Shawn Spears going into All Out. I would assume is where they're headed with that. I don't think you needed it. It could have been done different ways. He could have just came in and attacked him and left him laying without the chair. He could have still hit him with the chair, but just made a nice flush shot on his back, like we've seen for a long, long time now. Now, there's pros and cons to it. You know, you can tell if you watch the video, Cody made the decision he was going to take an unprotected shot. When Spears started to swing the chair, he almost even puts his hands behind his back. Cody Rhodes, that is. So I feel like maybe Cody kind of ad-libbed that himself and decided, you know what, I'm just going to take it because it's going to look so good when I just take it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. I understand where they were going. Again, they're trying to set a precedent and build a story going into a big event, All Out. That makes sense to me. I get it. But again, personal opinion, chair shot to the head, not even needed. You could have built this without it. He didn't even need a chair at all, to be honest. But there's many ways to do it. That's how they chose to do it. I'm not going to turn off AEW because of it. I'm not going to judge them because of one chair shot. So it is what it is. It happened. If you liked it, okay. If you didn't like it, again, okay. But yeah, I'm neither here nor there. I think it's regrettable that it went to his head. It wasn't needed, but at the same time, again, I'm not going to turn off their event or not watch their events because of that one chair shot. Now, you know, that all being said, the rest of the show, let's just touch base on some high points or low points. The Allie and Leva Bates match, another topic of conversation going around. I'm not going to take anything away from either one of those two amazingly talented women. They're good at what they do. This match, I think, was a bit of a fluke. I think you can have the good talents that occasionally the chemistry's not there or the timing's off for that night. Maybe they were both out of the ring too long. Who knows what the reasoning is for it. But something happened where they just didn't jive last night. It showed. I get it. It was not a good match. But again, kind of like with the chair shot, I won't turn off AEW because they had a bad match. Just like I won't turn away from AEW because of the Nakazawa match that he had with the CEO. I'm not going to turn it off because of that either. I understand why that guy's in that spot, why he's in that match. Was he there to go have an unbelievably wonderful hardcore match that people were talking about for years to come? No, that's not why he was there. He was there because he was part of the show. That's why he was there. He was in that spot because of who he was, because he was supposed to have done this before with an event that wasn't even televised, if I understand correctly, and that fell through due to an injury, and this was a way of kind of making that up. So I don't have a problem with it. I could take or leave that match. That's just where I'm at. Now, I don't want to go backwards, but the Cody and Darby Allin match may have been the best match of the night when you really get down to it. They both went out there and did an amazing job. I want to give Cody Rhodes. I don't even know if we're supposed to use the Rhodes name at this point, but I want to use Cody and give him some props. In my opinion, he proved last night that you can go out there and you can have a great match. You can put yourself over, but more importantly, you can put over a young talent. And you don't even have to be dominated in the match. You don't have to dominate the match. You don't even have to win the damn match. And you can still help put somebody else over. Kudos to Cody Rhodes for that. That was an excellent job of doing that last night. Another high spot for me, and because it makes sense to me because of where they were, is the Omega and Young Bucks versus Pentagon, Rey Fenix, and Laredo Kid. That match, the whole karate fighter gimmick, I thought was really cool. It makes sense because of where they were and where you're having this event. You're at a gaming convention. It fits. A lot of that crowd were gamers. It fits. It makes sense. Some of us traditional pro wrestling fans are looking at it and going, oh, how corny is that crap? In a way, it kind of is corny, but it fits based off where they were. Put it in perspective. Look at the context. That's important when you're looking at this stuff nowadays. So all in all, I didn't mind that. The match itself was great. One spot after the other, which some people also have a problem with, but it keeps the action flowing, and in the end, I thoroughly enjoyed the match. I was good with that. Moxley and Janela. Last part I'm going to talk about of the whole show. An amazingly pulled off hardcore match. Not that I would expect anything different from these two. Both of them are known for being good at that. But they really sold the show in the end, or closed the show. I'm sorry, not sold the show. They really did a good job closing the show. It had everything you would expect out of a hardcore match. You had chairs, you had barbed wire, you had tacks, you had tables and ladders, you had all that stuff that you would expect to be there. But it's how you use it that really puts those kind of matches over. And they were brilliant in how they used most of that. The elbow drop from the ladder to the outside onto the table by Janela was great. The use of the thumbtacks and the little subtleties of taking off Janela's wrestling boots or shoes so that he would then end up stepping in the thumbtacks. A little detail that was awesome. When Moxley completed his finisher and started to sit back up, he spits out a thumbtack as he sits up. And that's a little thing that probably almost nobody sees. Now, there's video of it going around now, so it's easier to see because somebody did catch it. I amazingly, I caught it as it happened. I was like, I didn't know it was a thumbtack, but I was like, what did he spit out? And then it hit me that it must have been a thumbtack. I thought that was all really cool, and it was excellent. Now, the actual close of the show is what really tells me that AEW has the potential to be successful. I touched on it with Cody and Spears and the chair shot thing. They're building a story. They're trying to create that storyline, create that arc that will come to an end at some point. They did the same thing at the end of the show with Omega and Moxley, having Omega come out, attack Moxley. Had the one thing he did do that was just kind of funny, but I get it, was the drumsticks. That was a little silly, but everything else he did was right on point. And then the end, when they're cutting away, it's ending, it's going off the air. It's a good close-up shot of Moxley with a big smile on his face, chuckling. Subtleties build story and build feuds and build interest. And he accomplished it right there at the end. And Omega was brilliant as well with all the stuff that he did. So all in all, my take on Fyter Fest, I think it was an excellent show. I think they pulled off a lot of good stuff. I think they continued down the right path. The big question that's been put out there, was it better than Double or Nothing? I don't think it was better than Double or Nothing. However, it accomplished what it needed to accomplish. Now we move to Fight for the Fallen. I expect they will continue to start building story and continuing story going into All Out, and that will continue to build going into TV because that's how it works. So I am excited to see them not just going out there and trying to put on amazing matches, but put on amazing matches while also showing us that they're going to go somewhere, that there's a point to things that happen on the shows. That's important for the future of that of them as a company, not just as a show. As a company, it's important that they do that. And last night, they started down the correct path. I want to thank you again for watching the video. Please subscribe, like, put some comments in there. Tell me what you thought of any part of the show. I love hearing from everybody. You can also chat with me through Twitter at mypwopinion. I'm on there. You can hit me on there, and typically I'll respond as quickly as I can. Love to talk about anything wrestling related. Just don't get political. Other than that, we can have some fun. And remember, life is always better when you're entertained. So sit back, relax with some popcorn, and enjoy some pro wrestling. Thanks, guys.